Today's guest, pro MMA fighter, born and raised in West Philly, former CFFC champion, former CES champion. The guy's been fighting for a while, this close to getting in there into the UFC. He's gotten the phone call twice, and we expect him to get in there soon. He's not just a fighter. The guy's an artist. He creates his moves. He names them. This guy is somebody you want to see. Pretty pumped to have him on the show. Here's Jeremiah Wells. This last weekend you were supposed to fight in the UFC.
Oh, you heard about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to, but they had a different choice, so they picked them instead of me. An easier fight, basically, for him.
For him.
Yeah.
Well, because he's undefeated, this guy.
Yeah.
And they're kind of hoping that he's like a breakout star, so they want to be careful with who they put in last minute.
Yeah.
So what happened with that? Did you get a call last minute for that fight?
Well, I heard about it like 4 o'clock in the morning. My manager hit me up like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, hell yeah, let's go for it. And and I already know we had two choices. It was me or the Russian dude that would get it, and he got it.
Okay.
But he ended up not even fighting. He had like some medical issues or something like that.
The whole fight got canceled.
Yeah, the whole fight got canceled.
And he was supposed to fight against Mickey Gall? Is that initially?
No, he was supposed to fight against Alex Olvero.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he was supposed to fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you talking? I'm saying. Oh,
no,
you're talking about the other.
Is this
fight.
another one that I don't know
Yeah, this
about?
was another one.
Oh shit! Tell me about that one then.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, no, I'm talking about the one the guy was supposed to fight Mickey Gall.
Yeah, Mickey Gall. You talking about? I forgot his name too. I'm freaking.
Wasn't that supposed to be
Miguel?
Yes,
Miguel. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was him. Yeah, okay. I was supposed to fight. They told me that on Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday.
We're talking about last weekend's fight card. So the Tuesday before that.
No, now we're talking about the first thing which you was talking about.
Okay.
Like the Tennessee one.
Okay.
When I found out when I was about to fight, whatever his name
Miguel.
is. Yeah. Yeah, I heard about it when we was in Mississippi or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Okay.
He hit us up early in the morning, and I just got ready. Cut like 17 pounds in a day. Because I was gonna cut the rest. I was gonna cut the rest later.
Yeah.
And and then he ended up having medical issues or something like that. It was around like, I don't know, COVID time or whatever. I don't know what happened really. And that fight fell through.
So you find out about that fight on a Tuesday, right? Yeah. How long before and then you start cutting weight that same day?
Yes.
So what's that process look like? Because you haven't been water loading or anything like that. So
I haven't been water loading. It was
you're not cutting any fat at that point.
Nope. At that point, like like the day before, we was on the road for like, I say like 10 hours, whatever, 8 hours or whatever. And so we stopped. It really wasn't nowhere to get like healthy food from.
Yeah. So
we stopped late at night around like 12, and we just made it to Chick-fil-A, like right when it was closing, around like 11 or something, right when it was closing. And like, they looked out for us. They let us come in. I mean, they didn't, they let us place orders, whatever. They brought it back out for us. And I really didn't have a good choice. So I just ended up like getting 2 chicken sandwiches and like some nuggets, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And whatever, I ate that. The next day, we get the call, and I'm like, oh, and then we hop on the scale. I'm like 200 pounds. This is like the heaviest, the max I always get. I'm like, fuck. And then like, so we just cut the weight, whatever, boom, got all 17 pounds. And then we found out, such and such had that little issue with him.
Now, does that completely bum you out? So I'm sorry. So that was in the UFC. Yeah, that fight was in the UFC. That would be your first fight in the UFC?
Yeah, my first fight in the UFC.
Well, first of all, how's that call? Like, I'm assuming that's a very exciting moment to get that phone call because you're waiting all this time to get that call.
Hell yeah, it is an exciting moment. It's like, it's breathtaking. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm in, I made it. Let's go, let's get it.
Yeah.
And then, that happened. But it is what it is. It's just getting me ready to the next step.
And now, do you completely regret eating the 2 chicken sandwiches and the chicken nuggets?
No. It's like that always. It's like when I end up eating fast food, something exciting always happens.
Yeah.
It could be something small or something big, but it's just like so weird. Because
you gotta keep on eating fast food.
So. Yeah, right. Exactly. That's what my girlfriend said.
Oh man. All right. So how do you cut 17 pounds in a day? Because I'm going to Puerto Rico in like 2 weeks. I mean, that would come in handy to cut 17 pounds.
I don't know. I mean, I can't say like it'll work for everyone,
No, of course.
Because like
It definitely won't work for me.
Oh, well, you can try it, and you could probably, the best thing is to cut all the sugar, all the salt, and then you fucking just drink as much water as you can all day.
Okay.
And then sweat, and sweat that shit out until, like, you know, you're repeating the process. So, you know,
Right.
just all of it sweating, going to the bathroom. And probably by the next morning, you probably flushed all that, you know, toxic and stuff out.
Okay.
And then also sauna, bathtub,
Right.
and then
Just anything to get everything out of you.
Everything out of you. And then before you know it, it's your body is like getting used to getting 2 gallons or whatever. And then
Right.
you cut it down, you know, half a gallon, and then
Right.
or a gallon, and then you cut it down to half a gallon, and then you go like half a cup and a quarter of a cup.
Right.
You
That's
know?
your typical water.
Yeah, and you're just
loading.
tricking your body until
But your body keeps on getting
and then
rid
just
of
keep
it.
pushing it out, and before you know it, you know, you're 20 pounds or
Yeah.
15 pounds. It's,
Do you hate that whole process, or is it just part of?
I used to. I mean, like, I'm used to it now, and I know my body, so I know what it can take and what, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. All right. So then that was that fight, and then tell me what happens with the other one that I didn't know about.
Well, I thought you did because the way you
Is that what? Yeah. That's where you're like, oh, you knew about that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know.
No,
I
this
should've pretended.
last fight that just was supposed to happen last week, the Derek Lewis, the Derek Lewis card. I found out like they needed an opponent for Alex Oliveira, and
Okay.
well, you know, and it was even me, the Russian guy, and he got it, you know. So, and yeah, and
But so that fight was thrown to you to see if you would say yes.
Yeah.
You say yes
I said yes, and then so they go back to
to the other guy.
the other guy and say, "Yo, we got 2 opponents. Who would you like?"
You
and,
pick.
And yeah, exactly.
You pick the easiest fight, basically.
Yeah, exactly. They picked the easiest fight, and then the fight ended up falling through.
Okay.
And so,
Oof. So you had two close calls, and now we're waiting on that next phone call that's hopefully
Yeah.
gonna take
Yeah.
you to fruition. Do you have any other fights lined up, or that you think are
like,
gonna be?
I was telling my manager, like, I'm not really trying to wait till like the end of the year or the next year. Like, give me something booked. You know, give me something booked so I could get my feet wet. You know, but yeah. And he's just telling me like, oh, just give it to him another 2 weeks. There's a lot of 170 cards
Right.
coming up. Just give me 2 weeks. Give him 2 weeks. You know, and I was like, all right. Definitely.
So you've been training as if you were about to fight for how long now? Like, what's the?
Oh man, almost like a year and 5 months or something almost like that.
Just waiting for that moment.
Just training, just perfecting my craft. Just you know, yeah.
So how long have you been fighting?
I'm
professionally?
fighting professionally. I've been fighting about like 10 years.
Okay, and not professionally, you know.
I've been fighting since I
your
was
whole
6 years old.
Really? So that's been part of your life.
Yeah, part of my life, and not even knowing that I had I was special at something, you know.
Right.
I'm not just a fighter. I'm an artist at this.
Okay.
You know? I make my own moves up, you know.
Yeah, all right.
Ever since I was 7 to 8, I used to do some crazy alphabetical shit. I mean, some shit that like, what the fuck? Why did he do that? And then they're like, I don't know. Yeah, it worked. And I'm like, it worked. They're like,
do it again.
Yeah, exactly. And before you know it, I've just been like you know, like I said, just practice make perfect. And before you know it, it works, and I can stick with it.
So you say you're not just a fighter, you're an artist. So is that? Do you think about that in that way of thinking every time you approach your craft? So you're constantly trying to evolve that art and trying to, you know, present something to the audience that they've never seen before. Like that's kind of what drives you.
Absolutely, and yeah, and like as I keep going and going and going, I'm just like, I find out what works. Like I said, what works for me and what doesn't work for me, and what I can like take from another fighter and use it, you know, and twist it up to make it like, you know, something that people like, ooh, you know.
Right. Yeah. Is that because a standard way of fighting doesn't appeal to you? Like it just bores you, or just because that doesn't feel like yourself?
No, it's not that. No, man, the standard stuff works. You know.
Yeah.
It's the ones that think outside the box and take that and twist it up to make people like eyes go, you know, why? And that's the type of, you know, I'm just thinking about like, how can I say it? Just some magic shit, you know?
Yeah.
Just some shit. To just, like I said, like if you sit and look at my highlights, you see like, oh, I never seen that before.
Right.
You know, or if like the half the shit I do, you don't even see. The people that see it is my teammates.
Right.
They the ones that be like, they know that what I do is like, is some crazy shit, and it will knock somebody out.
So give me an example of a move you've kind of like. Do you name your moves? Like when you finally perfect something nobody else does.
The one I only named was the monkey punch, and I really
wait, the monkey punch.
The monkey punch, and like I really haven't done it in a fight.
Okay.
And then I got the fake sidekick, and then
Okay.
And that when I really only like to tell my moves.
No, for
people
sure.
will see,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, what's that? But like I said, this is a fight. I'm not just going to do it, and then you're like, oh, we're going to rumble. And when I see the right opportunity,
All right, it's got to work.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, so
shit, I want to see the monkey punch now.
The monkey punch. Yeah.
Not gonna be looking for it next time you fight. Well, that's awesome. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Philly.
In Philly?
Yeah.
What part of Philly?
West Philly.
West Philly.
West Philly, 52nd and Spruce to like 56th and Master. I was always like somebody that was like not staying in one place. I was always like bouncing around.
Okay. What your family used to do? Like, what was the family dynamic?
Because like I said, I was always bouncing around and always like going here, staying on this side of Philly, or we're here and there. I live with my mom.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah. My mom worked in schools, and like a nurse aide.
Okay.
Yeah.
So single mom, like not single mom, but she raised you like on her own kind of thing?
Yeah, basically. And with her boyfriend that was like
okay.
a security guard or something like that.
Siblings or?
I got one brother. Well, I had another brother, but he passed away.
Okay.
And I got 3 sisters. And,
okay.
and another sister on my dad's side.
Okay. So pretty big family.
Yeah, it is a big family.
Anybody else fight or take?
No, no one one fights. My sister, she used to play in like she almost made it to WNBA.
Really?
My family are like tall, medium, short, stocky me.
Yeah.
I'm the middle child. So
everybody athletic though?
Yeah, no, not really.
No,
I'm the only one that kind of just. Oh, but my sister, she's athletic. Me and her. I'm the only one. But I moved up to the Poconos when I was 16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How was that? That was a big change.
Yeah, it was a big change. It was nice. I mean, it was like different,
Yeah.
It was like some Twilight movie stuff, Like, and then I seen it change over the years. That was like, I just like, wow.
So why'd you move up there?
Just to get away. My mom was seeing me get into a lot of trouble. Like I said, I was always fighting. I was like, and I wasn't like the person that go look for the fight. Yeah. It was the person that like, well, come get me.
You would
like
attract.
Exactly. I would try to. I would attract it because people would call me for protection. It's so weird. Like I used to get bullied, and then I end up like beating up the bully. And then if I see anybody that was bullying somebody, I was beat them up. I'm like the bully beater. Yeah, and they'll come to me like, "Yo, Jeremiah, this guy messing with me," and I'm like, I'm like, "Oh yeah, where he at?" And that's just because of the environment that I was in, But like I said, I was never like to go look for trouble. It was always trouble come to me.
So where did you get the instinct to fight, or where? Like, did you get in a bunch of fights and then realize you were pretty good at it, or no? Like that was just growing up, you just happened to get into fights. Like at some point, did anybody in your family love fighting, or did you used to watch it, or how did that moment come where you like, oh, I like this, I wanna?
My dad, cousin, he used to box.
Okay.
My dad used to talk about him all the time because he had pictures of him and all that. And then I remember watching that, and then like I used to watch it all the time. And just when I would fight in the street, I would think about like my cousin could fight, Yeah. So it was in my blood. I remember thinking that like it's in my DNA, just to fight.
Right.
And I was always good with like I always had power for some reason. Like anytime I fight, it was like even 2 punches and then. Done. Or they will fucking run or something. It was like that, But I think it was from my dad.
So you kind of felt like you had some boxing blood inside you, so you must be maybe a little natural gifted or something. Yes. So you got in a ton of fights growing up. Your mom not having it?
Nah, she wasn't having it. She was like, "Yo, you need to like." I got in with one fight and I beat the guy up, and he got his brother, and I beat his brother up. And then he got his uncle. And
you beat the uncle too?
I beat the uncle up.
Jesus Christ, man. You embarrassed that whole family.
Yeah, basically. So then the guy came back with a gun and then shot at me or some stuff. But I ran, whatever. And my mom was like...
The uncle shot at you?
Yeah, exactly. So, and he was a grown man. So
Of course he was.
Yeah.
You embarrassed him.
yeah, exactly. And like what I ran, whatever, and my mom heard about it. She was like, "You moving to like it kind of sounded like some Will Smith shit." But
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say.
she's like, "You moving to
And then you moved with your
Poconos."
Uncle Phil.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I moved up there, and it was just like a totally different world, you know. In Philly, I was always like looking back because I had like people wanted to fight me, you know.
Right.
So I always.
Well, now they wanted to prove themselves against you. Probably.
Yeah, exactly. So when I got up there, I really didn't have to look back. You know, I chilled all the time with my friends. We'll work at factories, work at construction.
Okay.
You know, and what we did was party. You know, just relax. Before you know it, my environment actually changed me and calmed me down. You know, met different people. You know.
So who were you living with up there?
I was living with my uncle at first, and then like.
Not the fighting uncle.
No,
this
is my mom. I'm sorry, yeah. This is my mom's side.
Gotcha.
Her brother, he got out the army,
Okay.
and he went up there, bought some houses, whatever.
Okay.
And then, you know, he was doing like construction or working at the hospital.
Okay.
Just keeping us busy, you know.
Yeah.
And then like I said, it was me and a couple of my siblings, you know, and just me and my cousin always chilled together. So it was always like me and him growing up.
Okay.
And
What ages are we talking?
we talking about like almost. I'm just about to turn 20.
Okay.
You know?
All right. So
Yeah.
you could figure it
Yeah,
out.
we was going to leave.
You weren't 15 years old.
No,
like,
yeah,
looking for-
yeah. I think I just turned 20, and
Okay.
and we was going to leave in probably another year or so. You know.
So that environment was like very nature, right? Like a lot more, obviously less urban. Or were you living like what part of?
Yeah, because we.
Was the lifestyle different? I'm assuming up there.
Yeah, it was lifetime. It was the Poconos.
That's what I'm saying. It's just
it was like I said. It was a middle class town. You know, everybody worked. You know, get the teenagers partied. You know, in the woods or.
Yeah. You can't run away from that. That's gonna happen no matter where you're at. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, I have this. You have a kid, right? You have a son.
That's what
So I have a son who's 11, and I've always said, from like to my wife, ever since we've been before we even had kids. I'm like, if our kids ever start to even get towards trouble, I'm like, we're moving to a farm. Like we're moving somewhere so remote that like we'll keep them busy. You know what I mean? Because around here, it's like they get stuck between the friends and the video games and this and that. And anyway, that's my mental escape plan for if anything ever goes wrong. So you kind of went to that environment when things were going wrong.
Yeah.
So do you think it worked for you, or am I crazy?
Absolutely, it worked for me. I only got into like 5 fights.
Okay. Just 5?
Just 5. Just 5 in a matter. I'm talking about. I said I was up there 16 to like 21. I could probably get into a fight.
Okay.
I started MMA when I was 24. So
Okay.
I was always working or something with my hands.
So you
busy.
agree with my theory? That theory.
The
works?
environment. It's the environment.
Yeah. So does your kid, is he interested in fighting at all?
No, my son, he's don't want to fight at all. Of course, he want to protect himself and learn some stuff, protect himself. But no, he just want to play basketball and football.
Okay. How old is he? You said?
He's 13.
Okay.
And he makes little beats on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool to see. My 11-year-old, very into basketball right now. Like they always want to do something different. So I try to encourage as much as
same
possible.
here.
Whatever they like, as long as it's a positive thing, just kind of help them, support them, right? So you're up there in the Poconos. You move out of that house, and then you get into MMA there.
Yeah, I got into MMA when I was 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you want to do that?
Well, I always say like, it's just one story that we was watching UFC and everything. And I was telling my friends, I could do that. We was all chilling, drinking after work, whatever. It's like, they all laugh. Like, you can't do that. I'm like, I can do that. And they laugh, and I'm like, if we get into a fight now, who y'all gonna call? You. But how the fuck y'all gonna, how I can't do that? Y'all funny.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, whatever, my girlfriend at the time, my son's mom, she was like, oh, well, you could probably do it, but it takes, years of dedication, 2 years. And that, what she said was right,
Yeah.
But I told her I can do that. And then I didn't have a gym at the time.
Okay.
So
what did you see that you said you could do?
just fight.
Just fight.
Some guys was really good.
Okay.
Some guys was technical. Some guys was brawlers. And then I was like, some guys was one-handed quitters. Look for the right timing or to hurt the person. And I seen that. I was like, oh, I can do it. I know I can do it. At first I thought I got into MMA just to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
But I didn't get into MMA just to prove them wrong. I got into MMA for my son and me, at the time. Because my son was with me 24/7, I was wanting to just get a better life,
Okay.
You know, then yeah.
Did you have any background in like wrestling or jiu-jitsu at all, or?
No, I wish I did. You know, I had a chance to wrestle in high school, and I turned away from the door because my friends was teasing me at the time, and yeah, I kind of regret it, but it is what it is. I played every sport. I played basketball, I played football, and I just never stuck to it, and I just. Because my mom was always like not hard on me, but if she seen me stress me out, she's like, "All right, you don't have to do it." You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, she wasn't really like.
How come you think she did that? She didn't. She just didn't want you wasting your time with something that you maybe weren't going to put everything into it, or
maybe. And plus, she was just always busy, like working, and you know, just she would always bring me to my basketball games that are be late for work or something,
right?
Or have somebody cover for her, right. And she would bring me to my games and stuff. It just kind of took her out her way too, right. Also.
So if you're not 100% committed, why drag everybody into this kind of work?
Exactly.
Huh. What was if you could have picked, like, if you had the dedication, or if you put your dedication towards another sport, which one of those other sports would you have maybe rather have done?
Or wrestling.
Was wrestling?
Yeah, wrestling.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not
like basketball or like or football.
Nah, wrestling. Because I think it would have definitely helped me out right now.
Yeah.
I train with a lot of wrestlers, and like. I'm not going to say I'm the greatest thing at wrestling, but I do good to the point they be like, "You wrestled before?" Every time I go with a wrestler, they're like, "You wrestled before, right?" I'm like, "No, I didn't." And they're like, "Dang, if you would have just,
If you would have had those extra couple of years of that background,
I'd have been killing it.
Yeah. But I'm sure you have that natural strength that gives you the power too. That probably helps you be able to do some control when it comes to the wrestling stuff, right? It's not like. You're not starting at the ground level. Yeah, you're probably naturally a little bit talented.
Yeah, more technical. Though, when I do takedowns and stuff, I do stuff that also like you could transform it to judo or jiu-jitsu. The way I take somebody else down.
All right, so then at that age, you take it up because you want to prove something to yourself, do something better for your life, for your kid. So what do those couple of years look like? In the beginning,
transforming. I lost a lot of friends. I accomplished a lot of goals, and I found something that I didn't even know I had. It was lifting. It was really is, and I'm happy I went to that road. I'm happy I found something that I had passion for.
Do you ever think back to like, I can't believe that thing that I said I could do, or that I thought maybe I could, that I'm actually doing this thing for real, like as a professional? Like, do you ever have those thoughts anymore, or not really?
No, not really. I haven't had that lately.
No.
Probably like 3 years ago I did.
Okay.
Not lately. I just been like trying to stay positive and patient for what's coming up next.
Okay. And family's still very supportive of the career and always pumped for your next fight.
Absolutely.
So, what other sports do you watch aside from?
I haven't really been watching no other sports but fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that consumes your, as far as sports goes, that consumes your attention.
Yeah. Like I said, if I'm gonna waste some time on something,
it's gotta help you towards your career. It's
gonna help me. Football really doesn't help me. Being a basketball doesn't help me unless I'm betting on it. But
yeah. So you say you love the artistic expression of fighting. Who right now do you think who's a known name has that same kind of vibe where you appreciate those moves that they're creative with?
That has no name.
No, that has some name that people know. That somebody would know.
Of course, John Jones. Anthony Pettis.
What do you think of his move over to PFL?
PFL.
He moved out of the UFC. You think that's a smart move?
Why not? It's going to enlarge his brand.
Yeah. Great for them too.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's done a ton in the UFC. It's not like he has much more to prove.
And I'm pretty sure if he wanted to come back, he can come back. Yeah.
So I'm
not pretty sure, but
right.
He's a good fighter.
Have you been following John Jones' efforts at getting massive?
Yeah,
to fight as a heavyweight.
I've been I've been seeing a little bit of posts that big and big.
He looks
yeah,
big, dude.
I've been following him like constantly, but yeah.
Do you think his creativity in fighting and his skills carry up there to the heavyweight division? Even with the added weight on top?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's I mean, he probably.
It's going to slow him down a tad.
Yeah, but they're also slow too.
They are.
Yeah.
Right. And he comes with a different set of skills that they don't necessarily possess.
Yeah.
So he's I guess he doesn't have a fight lined up in the heavyweight division yet, but they're talking about Ngannou. Stipe obviously has the belt, all that stuff. Is there do you think he takes over that division?
No.
No.
Nah.
One or two fights in back?
Yeah. He I really don't. And if he do, he's not going to avoid that many big shots.
Right.
You're going to get hit a couple of times, and I'm not going to say you get knocked out, but the dudes take a toll on your body. You get hit by them heavyweights.
Yeah. And he to me, in his last couple of fights, he's taken a lot more punches than he used to. Mm-hmm. So he's getting caught.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe the heavyweights aren't as fast as the 205ers, so maybe they won't get to him as much, but they crack a lot harder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you go with a bigger fighter, they're not that faster, but they're strong. Once they get their hands on you, then hopefully they don't put you on the ground and lay on you.
Right. Because then you got to carry that.
Carry the weight.
So you said you walk around 200 usually?
Yeah,
that's the max.
That's max, and that's like 200 the max. I mean, I'm usually like 90, 95, bouncing back to 95. Sometimes if it's a hard day, I get down to like 185.
Okay, just to be able to cut down easier when the moment comes.
Yeah, 15 is really good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you kind of excited for this weekend's fights?
Yeah, absolutely. Sean's fighting.
Tell me about Sean a little bit, because you train with him, obviously. Are you at Gracie and EFFC?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a. I mean, I've said it a million times around here, but that's a nice core of solid fucking fighters.
And it's getting better. I mean, it's even getting more massive.
Yeah.
Like different types of fighters all coming from everywhere. And training with each other. It's really exciting to see.
So is he ready? Is he ready for this?
Oh yeah, always. I think he's always ready.
Yeah. What's your prediction for that fight?
Maybe a decision or submission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. His two fights in the UFC, have they been submission wins? They both have, right?
I'm not sure. I think only one.
Only one. Okay.
I'm not sure.
I was just wondering if we've seen him with the striking. All right. So do you want to get into some fight picks? Break them down a little bit.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. We'll just start from the top to the bottom because I always forget what fights are on the card. Izzy fights Blachowicz at a new weight at 205. Mm-hmm. I'm a huge fan of Izzy. I said it a million times on here before. I think he's a crafty fighter, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's that style that you're talking about.
I would have put him in my picks too, but he's really good. He does like crazy stuff, but I think these guys, like I said, these guys are big. I think he can like pick them if he pick them apart like he did his last fight.
Yeah.
He can take him out. But if he try to sit and slide back like he did with all the 185ers
and gets caught.
And get caught.
Yeah, see, that's that movement that I always gets me nervous when they start with this back reach. Like shit, man. And if you get cracked, that's that bad moment where you can get dropped really easily.
Yeah, and this guy comes forward.
Yeah. And he hits hard. He can crack. His fight against Dominic Reyes was I thought Dominic was going to have a pretty good shot. And, I don't think he was really 100% in that fight anyway. But Blachowicz just jacked him up in every possible way. Those body kicks and all that stuff was pretty insane. I'm excited for that fight. I think Izzy will be smart. I think he'll show his skills instead of... I think he'll brawl a little bit. But maybe not put himself in as much danger as he does at the other weight class. Just to avoid getting those hits. Do you think anybody takes anybody to the ground in that fight? Or the stand and bang?
Yeah, I think I'm stand and bang.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting for a main event.
Exactly. Yeah. When do you see Izzy taking somebody down?
Yeah.
Same thing with Horowitz.
I just don't know if this is the one where he shocks the world by doing something different. You never know. So who do you have? Who's your pick on this one?
I'm hoping Izzy, but I think Blachowicz, whatever his name is.
Blachowicz. That's
Blachowicz is
super hard to say.
Yeah, he's going to win. I think he's going to win.
Don't break my heart.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. I mean, if that were to happen, he can always obviously go down. He still has the belt down there. All right, so I'm gonna go Izzy. You have Blachowicz on that one by knockout.
Yeah, by knockout. But Izzy, I think by decision. I'm telling you, I don't see him knocking him out. Izzy knocking him out. If he does, then like it has to be because he's picked him apart to the point like he's tired, he's banged up,
Right.
and
We're talking still round 4, maybe. You know.
Round 5. You know.
Right. You don't think he has that? Because Izzy's a big guy. He's not that small, right? He's like 6'3" or 6'4".
Yeah, but he's like he's not. He ain't got
He's
that
skinny.
much. Yeah, he's not got that much muscle on him.
So you don't think he has that much power? No. Are we gonna see a huge difference in power once they connect?
Yes, you will.
Ooh, that's gonna be scary. That's when I start getting nervous. I'm like, oh, that was. There's, you can tell the difference, you know. All right, and then we have I don't know in the order that they're in, but let's say Nunes versus Megan Anderson.
Nunes.
Okay, so you're picking Nunes, but how does Nunes win?
Not knockout.
Yeah.
Yeah. She got some different type of power. If you see, in the way she just throws her punches, she throws them like rainbows, like all her weight into them, and she's a little husky, you know.
Do you remember what her last fight was? Was it against their enemy?
Yeah, I think it was something.
Because that fight was the only time where I've seen Nunes, and I'm like,
take it down.
Yeah, exactly. I was like a little not doubtful, but I was just a little kind of like, what's going on here? But yeah, she has a ungodly
she mixed
power.
it up. She did it. She did a perfect job.
Yeah,
she just wanted to win the fight. She wasn't trying to like knock her out and everything.
Exactly.
And the other lady was a striker. So
yeah. So I like Megan Anderson. Like I've always liked her. She definitely hasn't been a Nunes level fighter yet. But she's a super big underdog.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to bet some money on her.
Yeah.
That's a good payday.
Yeah, but like I said, I think she's gonna get knocked out.
I think she was like plus 700, plus 800.
And she's long too.
She's huge.
Yeah, she's real long. But their team, the team that she's from, I mean, like I think it's Glory or something like that.
She's in Australia.
Nah, she's
Who are you talking about, Megan or?
Yeah, she's out here now. She's
Oh, I didn't know that. Did
I forgot the name of the state, but I think the gym is Glory or something.
Okay.
James Strauss is there.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah. You're right.
He's another one like got a different type of style, you know.
Yeah.
He mixes it up. He thinks outside of the box, you know. With his movement and he's good pad holder, you know. Okay. He's another, you know, one of those dipsy.
But he's still an active fighter in the roster, right?
Yeah. He fighting 170.
But he's taking he takes a lot of last minute kind of fights, or no?
Yeah, he picks his fights.
Okay.
You know what makes sense.
He doesn't seem like he's after his career as much maybe as his team and his fighters and kind of. I mean, you know, obviously he cares about his career, but I'm saying it's like he's definitely not being selfish about it. He seems to really put.
I mean, I'm not sure if he picked fight, but you could tell like. I mean, why he hasn't fought like the top guys, you know? He been in the UFC for a long time. I'm assuming, you know. Yeah. Like, but it's certain fighters does that. They pick their fights that would make sense for their career to grow instead of like picking somebody that's gonna give them a hard out brawl. Like, why would you want to have a fight? You know, I mean, like I said, everybody think different. You know, every fight is like, all right, this guy's gonna give me a run for money. Every fight until you can find somebody that's gonna be like, all right. You know, we smooth it out. You know,
how are you with that? Do you like? You'll take anything?
No, I'll just take anything. You know.
Yeah.
Whatever they give me, let's go.
Okay.
You know? If I gotta go to war, let's go. If I gotta go, we got to grapple because this dude's a grappler. You know, or mix it up.
Nothing's getting in the way.
No, nothing's getting in the way.
Love it. So is this Megan Anderson's first fight under his gym or no? Do you know?
I think it's like her third.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she's been going.
I should probably know.
But like. Sometimes it takes a while to warm up to somebody's gym, you know, to get used to their technique and like the way they strike and everything. So, right. Like I said, she probably hop in there and tear her up, you know, use her reach. Actually, if a tall person really use that reach to the point you can't touch them, then you know.
So basically, use your jab.
Yeah, use your jab. You know, use her kicks.
Her kicks.
Yeah,
massive legs.
Yeah, massive.
That girl can kick the camera from here.
But like, I don't know. And Amanda Nunes, she's a mixed martial artist. She does everything. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a level of intimidation too when you're fighting for the belt and when you're fighting a person like Nunes. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just about whether she keeps her game plan and can actually execute and use her reach and all that stuff. I'm gonna go Megan because I love an upset and I love an underdog.
Yeah.
And because I might put some money down because $100 gets you 800. So why not? You know what I'm saying?
I might do the same thing.
Listen, I don't really bet, but the few times that I do, I actually won money off of Derek Lewis, not in his fight against what's his name, where he knocked him out in the last minute. Was it Volkov?
That's a lot of fights.
Volkov? Well, no, that's true. That's true. You're right. You're right. But anyway, so he was a huge underdog. He was like a plus 700 or something like that, and I was like, all right, well, $100.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Won $800 just for one quick little.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know. All right, so then there's Aljamain Sterling fighting Jan. So that belt, Jan got it, and a lot of people kind of complain, like, who's this guy just getting the belt all of a sudden when there's all these other fighters that have been kind of fighting, you know, coming up in that weight division. Any thoughts on either of those two guys?
Young he's a beast.
Who, Aljo?
Yeah, no, Aljo.
Oh, Jan.
Young is good. Aljo also is good, you know, but that's a good matchup, you know, because like Jan is good striking, you know, he keeps it forward and keep moving everything. Of course they all got wrestling out there, you know. Yeah. So his wrestling defense, but Aljamain Sterling, he's a different type of beast too. Like, his striking is starting to get better. His grappling was always good. Yeah. You know, and his submission skills. So like, if he get his hands on him, like he said, I think he would submit him also. Which
is what he did to Corey Sandhagen, which basically he took him nice in the beginning when he was dry, and he was able to put it on him, and that's it. Exactly. He didn't even get to strike with him.
But Jan could touch his jaw. You know what I'm saying? Like he got power. You know, and his boxing is really, I think it's way better than Aljamain. Yeah, but like I said, if he mixes it up a lot, like which he does, and have him thinking like, what is he gonna do? And I think he'll get him down most definitely.
Okay, so your call there is what? If Aljamain takes him down, Aljamain wins by submission. If it's on the feet for all 5 rounds, Jan wins by decision or by knockout.
Probably by knockout.
By knockout. Yeah. Okay. So who do you got? Who's your pick?
I'm gonna go with Jan on this.
Jan? Yeah. I agree with your analysis 100%. I'm gonna go Sterling. And I swear I'm not trying to just argue everything you say. I'm just.
It's all right. I understand.
I think any of these fights could go in either way. And then, we can kind of recap Sean Brady. I know we talked about that already, but so Sean Brady's fighting out of Philly. Your whole team, I'm sure, is behind them and excited for this fight. Any thoughts, any other specifics about his fight that you think worth mentioning? Is he going to be a big star after this weekend?
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah. I think he's already a big star.
He's already getting it, for sure.
So I think he's going to show his striking and probably take him down and submit him. You know, if he sees an opening, you know, I'm not gonna say he's just gonna take him down in a minute, but if he sees something, of course he's gonna ground and pound. If he sees something, he's gonna capitalize on it and then take him out. You know, but the guy that he's fighting, he's good. You know, he's been in the UFC for a while now. Yeah, he's black belt. So like I said, I think it's gonna be a good fight. You know, it might go to decision. I'm not sure. You know.
Well, are you a brown belt?
I'm a brown belt. Yeah.
Brown belt. How long did it take you to get that?
Under 8 years. 8 years.
Under Gracie.
Yep.
So it's to you guys is a huge deal when you go to the next.
Hell yeah, yeah, everywhere.
Is it as big as winning a fight?
Nah, not that feeling, but it's an accomplishment, you know.
I ask because there's a lot of fighters who, when they get that black belt, they get it sometimes in the octagon after a fight, and it seems like they break down in tears more about the belt than they do, or maybe the combination.
Combination is like a cherry on top. You know?
It's like, shit, I just won it and I got my belt.
My black belt. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. On TV, you got to win over a win. Like, hell yeah. Yeah. You know, that would be.
That's a cool feeling.
Hell yeah, that'd be a great feeling.
All right, so as far as going back to your career real quick, so. Have you ever boxed, like box?
I boxed, I think when I was like 11 or something in a program. They had at Kelly's Park, you know. Okay. And I only did it for like 3 months. You know, and then I didn't want to do it anymore.
You didn't like it?
I mean, I liked it, but like I got distracted basically. I get distracted. Well, I used to get distracted easy over any little things. Yeah.
What did you see any of the fights last weekend with so there was Rosenstrike fought, and to me that was a pretty big snooze fest. That was in the UFC. But then Canelo fought as well. Do you follow boxing?
Not really.
Okay.
But like I watch a couple of them. My friend be posting a lot. He's a boxing fanatic.
Okay.
And he posted so much.
Is he a boxer or no?
He boxed before. He did MMA and then he boxed.
Okay.
So he's like stuck in boxing right now, and he posted so much content. I just watching.
Does he like Canelo?
Oh yeah, I like Canelo.
I like Canelo too.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated by Canelo's constant random fights against people that he's gonna beat. It drives me nuts. It's like I mean granted, he just fought and they already announced his next fight, so I'm assuming they already knew what was gonna happen, so it was all locked in. His next fight I'm excited about because it's with what's his name, Billy Joe Saunders, which is.
And who you think will win?
Well, I mean Canelo, I guess. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go for what's his name because I like the underdog.
Did you see that one with Canelo and Floyd?
Of course.
Of course, yeah. And what'd you think about that?
The Canelo and Floyd, you're saying the original one?
Yeah, the original one.
Well, I mean, he was young, so that's Canelo's only loss.
Yeah.
And Floyd, to me, Canelo is become who Floyd was. Or it's like every fight they give you is a fight that you are gonna win for the most part, or you'll find a way to win, which is a little frustrating. But that fight was just Canelo wasn't able to do. I mean, he's changed and matured so much as a fighter since then. Like it would be a whole different story if it was today. Yeah. That's why it's not gonna happen again. Yeah. Ever. What do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he leveled up compared to that fight.
Like a huge difference of a fighter. Like he was always good, but now it's almost like it's so easy for him. He's like he's to your point. He's being like a painter in there and just kind of picking his shots and I don't know. It just seems too easy. It seems like, but he moves up in weight. He does the same thing. It's not like he should change weight classes to get a challenge. He seems like he does just fine no matter where he goes.
Yeah, but I think that's like the whole boxing community is. They pick their fights. Kind of.
It's frustrating, man. Like luckily for that reason, that's why I got into MMA to begin with, because I was such a big boxing fanatic. And then it just got so frustrating, and then kind of got a little bit, there wasn't great matchups happening, and then I started watching more MMA, and then now it's like the boxing match better be super exciting, otherwise it feels so slow and so picked, and so that it's I don't know. UFC ends up being a lot more exciting to watch as a viewer. So.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. Is there anybody in boxing at all that excites you?
No, really.
See, that's the problem. No. Like, there's plenty of good boxers out there, but the matchups with this whole like having to defend the belt against some guy nobody knows, like what just happened with Canelo, it's like ridiculous, man. They really should get rid of so many different belts. Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
They got different weight classes. Got tons of different weight classes too.
Ton of different weight classes. Each boxer can have 6 belts, and still not be.
I wish they had different weight classes in MMA. At least 165, 175.
Everybody wants this 165. Yeah.
I'd take the 175. Like
what would be your ideal weight class if they would invent it? If that they don't currently.
175. I'd take 175.
175. Yeah. Why? Just
because I think it would be like an easy cut. I feel good. I'll even take 180 if they have 180 or whatever. But or when
just because you think you perform better without being so depleted.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, cutting to 170 is not really that dramatic to me. It fucking, of course, it shocks my body, but it's not like I'm dying, like how I used to be. Because like I said, I do it different now,
It's almost silly if you really think about it, because it's almost like everybody is just bigger than their weight class and is cutting down to fight at a lower weight class so they can have more advantages. Yeah. But it's almost like it would be the same thing if everybody just went up to their normal weight.
Exactly.
Maybe at a certain weight class, people don't want to fight such big monsters, and that's why they much rather stay lower.
It's weird. I don't know what's the reason for it. I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's just like they want you to be the purest athlete. I don't know. Because you're like...
But you're not the purest athlete if you're depleting yourself and then gaining it again in a day.
I don't know. Like, I try to, why they do that. I try to think, why they do that. It's so crazy. Maybe I gotta look it up.
It doesn't... I don't even know if... I I think it's just the way it's always been, right? So that's what they keep on doing.
And it's like now, if you do like you want to just like fight at 185, these guys are not going to stop. The big guys, it's like 210, 215, and they're cutting 85. These guys, they fight at 85, but they walking around like 220, 230, the heaviest, and then they cutting all that weight, and then they fucking humongous. They like 6'5", 6'3". And then they got different bodies. I didn't like spar with heavyweights, like guys that fight at 185. Some dudes don't cut weight, and they're normal size, man size. But the other guys, they'll just lay on you, and you'd be tired of shit. By the time you get to the second round, you just Even when you're sparring, you go to the second guy, and he's about your size. You're like, dog, I already dumped my whole
with this monster over here.
With this monster over here. I'm gonna give you what I got. It's like.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the word isn't fair because you guys are all fighters and you do what you know what you're in for.
Yeah.
But it seems a little silly to like everybody's fighting this fake version of who they are and just coming in at But to your point, the body types are different, and you're just sucking down the weight, and then
and that's another reason why people are like actually like picking smart fights for them. They don't want to fight somebody that's fighting from 2 different weight classes. That should be in 2 higher 205er that's really fighting at 170,
Right.
So
it's a bizarre world you guys live in. So if you had one guy in the UFC to call out that would be like your preferred fight right now, who would it be?
Sheesh, I don't know.
Give me one. Just give me one or two.
One or two.
Who would you be? Okay, forget that. Who would you be pumped to hear the name as an opportunity to fight right now?
Perry.
Mike Perry?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Why Mike Perry? I call him out a lot on this show. I don't know why.
I just know he'll be a scrapper. He wanted this rumble, and I would just pick my shots, mix him up, take him down, show him my jiu-jitsu, let him up, then knock him out.
I painted a picture of his nose broken in the background there.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think that would be a good fight for me too.
That's awesome. Well, he's always looking for a scrap.
Yeah.
You guys got to get a dialogue going or something and see if you can make it happen.
I'm not really like the social media dude, type. I probably got like two accounts, Facebook and Instagram, and I'm never really on Facebook. I'm always on Instagram. But once I get in, fuck it, I might as well start tweeting.
You have to, bro. I'm telling you,
I know. I gotta build my brand and actually like.
These days, that's like almost as important as like what you do. Like, so all that time that you're outside of the octagon, you could be doing the same level of getting that attention outside of it by doing that.
Yeah.
I know it's like not a lot of people want to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of it, but like
it's just we do so much already, with like training and working out here, different gyms, like 3 to 4 different gyms a day, and then like in between that, eating healthy and like it's just, and then you gotta get on the phone, and do that and do this.
You know what you gotta do? To constantly be like taking like either the photos or the videos that you like, but then just wait till Monday and like pick an hour that you maybe have downtime and just like create the post for the rest of the week. And then you have your Monday post, your Tuesday post, your Wednesday post,
exactly.
and save them, and then just.
I kind of do that too. I take pictures all the time, but I don't like take them and post them right away like everybody else do.
Yeah.
I kind of share them for myself,
Yeah.
like pictures of my kids or pictures of funny moments. Yeah. I share them for myself and actually do post them a month later or a couple weeks later. Yeah. But
it's easy to get into like, I mean, I've been learning a lot with this, just more about being consistent, because whether it works or not, people want to keep on seeing something, right? It's not just like, oh, this guy just posted again. He hasn't posted in like a month.
Yeah.
So it's just about getting them to keep on seeing your stuff on a frequent basis. Yeah. So it's a lot easier if you're not huge on it.
People post every 20, like every 5 hours, every,
Some people post a little too much.
Yeah, a little too much every day just to keep their fans, hung.
You know what I want to ask you? In your gyms, do you see people like focusing a little bit too much on that, or is it not? Because I see so many posts from your gyms, from everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, are they doing that in the moment where it's distracting, or not really?
No, I mean, I don't
call
think so.
out somebody who's posting a little too much.
No, I don't think people don't. When it's time to work, everybody works. Okay. Most of the time, if you see pictures from, it's probably people like camera guys that's there just taking pictures, and then afterwards they'll send them like, hey, look, this is what I got.
Right, and then you post
after class. People do pull out their phones after everything is done and said, and we'll post some shit or some pictures.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
All right.
Before or after.
Sure.
No one.
Just
in
making
the middle,
sure nobody's.
Yeah, not in the middle of our practice. Somebody like.
Yeah. Right.
Nah,
like on the mat.
Yeah, Dan, our coaches wouldn't have that. Yeah,
all right, good.
Yeah.
I was just always wondering because I always see that. I'm like, because it's usually early in the morning too, and I'm like, all right, that I'd be so focused.
And plus, certain rooms would be so foggy you wouldn't be able to take a picture.
Is that right? Because it gets so steamy.
So steamy, yeah.
Those are really cool pictures that came out not too long ago. A bunch of you guys. Where like the steam was coming off the body, very artistic. It was
hard
cool.
work.
And it just goes to show that hard work. Exactly. Well, listen, man, I'm very much excited to see your next fight. I hope you get another call, and that I know your game to just maybe go eat some Chick-fil-A after this.
No,
and that'll be the way you lock it in, right? 'Cause it's
maybe some Chinese food or some.
Just go like full heavy, man.
Or some pizza.
Yeah. Let's get to 201, and then you'll get that phone call.
No way. I'm about like 190, and I'm gonna stay there for now.
All right, cool.
Get that. I'm trying to lose like another more 5 pounds.
Yeah. Do you think about that stuff as you're like?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes like the closer you get to the fight, for some reason you're just like worrying about your weight,
Yeah.
But like, as I get used to it, I kind of learn from my mistakes and not do it.
Do you cheat? Like, do you eat?
I
eat crap a lot?
Yeah, no, not a lot. Once a week.
Once a week.
Yeah, and I make sure it's good.
What's the big cheat? Is it a cheat day or a cheat meal?
A cheat meal.
Okay, what's the
cheat day, cheat meal, same thing,
What's the go-to cheat meal for you?
Chicken wings or pizza. Yeah.
Good wing, right?
Yeah, good wings. It's either I'm making it or it might be cheesesteaks. So it depends on what day.
Right. So just one meal where you don't care about calories. You don't care about.
No.
Yeah. See, I have a problem with sweets.
Yeah.
So I'm.
I like my sweets too, Reese cups, but I gotta. Like I get bloated. It's just like. It doesn't
feel good.
Not at all. I feel like it's a bomb in you. It's like, and it's like,
it feels fantastic at first.
At first going in, but just thinking.
Wings, like ice cream, things that are like bready. It's like as soon as you're, at least for me, as soon as you start eating them, it's like the best. And then afterwards, you're like, why the hell did I just do that? It feels so much better not to eat it, right?
Yeah, but then by Tuesday, it's already worked.
You want
out.
it again?
Yeah. It's already burnt out.
It's because it's delicious. All right, man. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on. Can't wait to see you fight.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
And let's get that call going. Mike Perry, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.